Hello, this is Kim Childs, one of your Cobb County Superior Court judges. As a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, Cobb County Superior Court adopted a no-touch policy for documents. This policy is designed to reduce the need to pass evidence between multiple people in the courtroom and to allow for proper social distancing when we have in-person evidentiary hearings. The pandemic has also caused us to routinely conduct non-jury hearings via video conferencing. In video hearings, evidence must be available to multiple participants, all of whom are at different locations. To accommodate those needs, our court now requires all exhibits and evidence to be made available in electronic format in advance of the hearing. And we use the Citrix ShareFile platform to share and store all of the evidence. The purpose of this video is to help attorneys, their staff, and litigants navigate the ShareFile platform to effectively prepare for your hearing. When a Cobb County Superior Court judge schedules an evidentiary hearing, they will either attach or reference the evidence protocol shown here. These instructions are important, so let's go through this document so that you're familiar with the protocol. As you can see in the first section, the Clerk of Superior Court maintains custody and control of all evidence admitted in our court. Before the pandemic, documents admitted into evidence would be handed to the clerk sitting in the courtroom once it is admitted. Now we use ShareFile to electronically hand the documents to the clerk. The courtroom clerk assigned to each judge is where the entire process begins. If you have evidence, you should email the courtroom clerk. And each judge has a different one, so pay attention to the name of the clerk identified in the order setting your hearing. Let the clerk know that you have evidence. Not every hearing involves documentary evidence, so reaching out to the clerk lets her know to go ahead and start this process. The courtroom clerk will create a folder for the case and send you a link to ShareFile via email. The protocol includes instructions for how to name your electronic evidence. We have a bullet point with examples for a criminal case. We have a bullet point with examples for a civil case. And then we have instructions for both criminal and civil cases. You can add a descriptive title to the file name. And if you are using the Adobe Dynamic Exhibit Stamping feature, you can have the number before the party. Now let's walk through how to add an exhibit to ShareFile. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to pretend to be an attorney representing Roddy White, the former Falcons wide receiver. Those of you who practice in my courtroom know I'm a huge Falcons fan. We have litigation filed by Julio Jones. We've got the style of the case, Julio Jones versus Roddy White, up at the top, and a case number, 20-1-1234-58. And the issue in our hypothetical case is who is the best wide receiver in Falcons franchise history. As the protocol instructs me, I emailed the courtroom clerk, and in this case, it's Tammy Burschel, and let her know I definitely have some evidence in support of Roddy. Here is what Tammy sent me. I got an email in my inbox from Citrix ShareFile that said Tammy Burschel has shared the folder 20-1-1234-58 Jones versus White with me. Now, before I click on this folder here, this link, and upload my evidence, I need to make sure that I've properly prepared my exhibits. The protocol gives us 3 rules for preparing our exhibits. Rule number 1, save your exhibit as a PDF file. Rule number 2, name the PDF file correctly. Your party identifier followed by exhibit number, or exhibit number followed by your party identifier. And rule number 3, put a sticker on the face of the document showing the exhibit number. In my case, I have 2 pieces of evidence. Both are printouts from the internet. I saved both of them as a PDF file. You can see right here, PDF, and if I can get this to come up, that's also a PDF. The first exhibit I'm going to call D-1 Wikipedia. I could just call it D1 or 1D, But since I'm a judge and I've had many hearings already, I can tell you it makes it easier for everyone on this end if you go ahead and add some type of description to the title, particularly if you have a lot of exhibits. My second exhibit is D2, Julio Jones' Big Drop in Cowboys Game. I've satisfied the rule that they are PDFs, and I've shown that my client is the defendant with the D, and I've numbered them sequentially. A little comment here. You'll see that when you have a long description in the file name, you might lose a little bit on what everyone can see. Also, I've saved each exhibit as a separate PDF file. This is important. Before COVID, you would not staple all of your exhibits together in one large pile. Instead, you would hand your exhibits to the witness or clerk individually. Now, you should not save your exhibits as one big PDF. Save them as separate PDF files. Next, I need to make sure that I have the equivalent of a sticker on the actual document. You can do this in any number of ways. If you're starting with a hard copy of your document, you can put an old-fashioned sticker on the face of it and then scan it. Or you can handwrite D1 on the document and scan it. Or you can use the free Adobe Acrobat sign feature to write D1 on the document, which is what I have done here. There are also any number of labeling software applications if you would like. But in any event, you must label the document so that once it's open, or if it's printed for some reason in the clerk's office, the clerk can tell from the face of the document what exhibit it is. Going back to the protocol, please note that if you do not follow the 3 steps, save it as a PDF, name it properly, and include a sticker on the face of the document, the clerk will reject your evidence and notify you to resubmit. Now it's time to upload our evidence. There are instructions on uploading evidence and downloading copies of evidence in the protocol if you need them. Let's go back to the email from Tammy. We're going to click here to view this folder. If you do not already have a ShareFile account, you will need to set one up with a login and password. There's no cost to having a ShareFile user account. I've already set up my account and it just went ahead and logged me in. You may need to enter your password. So we have our file here. It's got the case number and the case name. There's a folder for defendant and a folder for plaintiff. I'm representing the defendant in this hypothetical case, so I'm going to click on defendant. The folder is empty, which shows that there is no evidence in this folder yet. I'm going to come up here to this blue button and click on upload. I'll click on browse files in D1, come down here to the bottom and click upload, and it'll upload the exhibit. Once it's uploaded, you can kind of see a little thumbnail of the exhibit. Now I'm going to upload my second exhibit, D2, click on upload, and they're both there now. You can click on the actual exhibit and you'll see, just like before in Adobe, when I'm looking at it through the ShareFile feature, you can see the D1 up here, and it's an 18-page document. All right, let's go back to our folder. If we click right here, we can come back to the main case file. And again, there are 2 folders. There's defendant and plaintiff. In order to prepare for the hearing, I need to know what evidence the other side has uploaded. So if I click here, I can see that the plaintiff has uploaded 2 documents as well. I open up the document. It's a 23-page document. I can download it and I can print it, which is important because I need to make sure that my client or any other witness is able to see these documents before the hearing. You should not delete it, even though that appears to be an option over there. All right, an important feature is right here. So when you are in the plaintiff folder or the other side's folder, you want to make sure that this box is checked. and it's email me when a file is uploaded to this folder. Now, if you click on the box on the main folder for the case, it'll only let you know if an extra document is uploaded out here. You want to make sure that you've clicked on this folder for the other party. All right, our documents are here, and we have completed the ShareFile process. A few special issues that may come up from time to time. Please make sure to check the opposing party's folder before the hearing. Some judges may ask you about evidentiary objections at the beginning of the hearing, so you need to have reviewed the opposing party's exhibits. If you have a piece of evidence that is not a PDF file, like an audio or video file, contact the courtroom clerk for more instructions. If you have any difficulty, contact the courtroom clerk or the judge's office for assistance. This tool is meant to help all of us navigate this pandemic safely, while at the same time continuing to keep our courts open to resolve cases. I hope you found this to be helpful, and we look forward to seeing you in our courtrooms, either virtually or in person once it's safe to do so.